Hey you guys, what's up? It's Desi. Today I want to talk a little bit about stress management and minimizing burnout in the nursing field. The month of April is Stress Awareness Month, so what better time to talk about this than right now? So this is a very common issue in the nursing field. We work a very stressful job at times, and it's very demanding as well. So a lot of times we're away from our family or friends. We work 12-hour shifts, or we don't have weekends, holidays, or anything off. We're needed 100% of the time. So for these reasons alone, burnout and stress is very apparent in the nursing field. So I just want to provide 10 special tips that I use in my personal life to help reduce stress and minimize burnout, specifically in the nursing field. So let's go ahead and get started. These tips are in no particular order, but tip number 1 is very important. Without tip number 1, you will be stressed and you will get burned out quick. Tip number 1 is simply work in an area of nursing that brings you joy. I know I'm so lame, I know. But it is so important for you to work in an area that brings you joy for obvious reasons. As nurses, there's so much that we can do. There's no reason for us to sit in somewhere that doesn't bring us joy. When you work in an environment that doesn't bring you joy, it is apparent. Your peers can see it, your manager can see it, and most importantly, your patients can tell as well. My current job, I work home health. I'm a nurse practitioner. I absolutely love it, and one of the compliments that I get all the time is, "You like your job, don't you?" Because they can see it. I'm very patient, and it shows. Like, I come to work extremely bubbly every single day. Of course, I have my days, don't get me wrong. I'm not a perfect human being, but for the most part, I'm actually very happy. I love what I do, and I'm there to stay. Well, I think. But yes, so that is my tip number 1. And nurses, please know that floor nursing, hospital nursing is not the only area of nursing. There's so much that we can do as nurses, so keep that in mind. If you don't like floor nursing, don't feel like it's the end of the world, because it's definitely not. I didn't like floor nursing, and clearly I still love nursing. So I mentor a lot of nurses, and one of the biggest feedback I get about is that they don't like the hospital, and they feel like they went to school for no reason. They regret that they went to school for nursing. And please, ladies, gentlemen, know that bedside nursing is not the end-all be-all, and if you don't like it, it is totally okay. It does not make you any less of a nurse. It's just not an area for you. So just keep that in mind and explore other areas of nursing. Like, it's not the end all be all. Tip number 2 is be able to stand up for yourself. This is very important in the nursing field. Unfortunately, I wish this didn't have to be a recommendation or a tip, but it's so important because in nursing field, for some bizarre reason, there's always people that want to give unfair assignments, or who wants to treat you unfair, or who wants to bully you. So I think it's very important for you to stand up for yourself. Know when you're being treated unfair, and honestly, do not let it ride. Always speak about it. And when I say speak about it, it's important for you to come as a professional to your charge nurse or to your manager. No cussing, no yelling, just lay out the facts. When you lay out the facts, there's no rebuttal, because there's facts that you're laying out. So I'll give you an example. When I was working bedside nursing, I walked in, and practically a new grad at the time. I have 5 patients, and there's a senior nurse with just 2 patients. They thought I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm the type of person, I really stand up for myself. I'm not gonna let anybody run over me. I don't care how new I am. So I walked up to her, the charge nurse, and I told her, "Why do I have 5 patients and this nurse has 2? To be honest, as a new grad, I feel like the assignments need to be fair. I can see they want to give you challenging patients at times, which is no problem. I'm not a stranger to hard work, but at the same time, it's unfair for you to have 5 patients and somebody sitting there with 2 patients. They need to be able to reduce the workload. It's dangerous to the patient, number 1, because you're still learning. Things get slipped through the crack. You're not used to this. So be an advocate for yourself, and always stand up for yourself in the nursing field. Don't let anybody run over you. Anybody. Okay? Okay. Tip number 3 is decompress with non-nursing hobbies. And the reason why I say this is it's important to do other things outside of nursing. Doing too much of one thing can cause quick burnout. So I feel that when you get off of work, get off of work. And I know it's hard, because I can speak from experience. When I was a new grad, when we get off of work, I used to work night shifts. I get off of work and I go to breakfast with my colleagues, and all we do is talk nursing this, nursing that. Then we go out at night partying, we talking about nursing this, nursing that. And while it's fun, it's amazing, but just keep in mind that, you know, sometimes it's good to detach and disconnect from nursing when you're not at work. Tip number 4 you are not just the nurse. Just keep that in mind. It kind of ties in with number 3, but you are not just a nurse. There's so much more to you than just nursing, and you need to explore those other areas of yourself. You are not your career. And I think it's very important for you to maintain a personal life outside your professional life. So find other things to do that's not nursing related. Maybe you like reading, you like yoga, you like to travel, you like blogging or vlogging. Find other things that you like to do other than just working and being a nurse. Tip number 5, learn to say no. I know this is a hard task for a lot of people, and it was actually one of the hardest for me to finally get, but it's so important to learn when to say no. And I'm not trying to say be selfish, and I'm not trying to say don't help your peers out, but sometimes, especially in the nursing field, you are stretched thin and you really can't, but you're so afraid to say no, so you're doing this, doing that, and overworking yourself and burning yourself out. Even with nursing, it's such a demanding field. They need us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and holidays. And sometimes you get home from working your 3 days and you just want to rest, and next thing you know, at 4 o'clock you get a phone call. Can you come into work? So know when to say no. If you can help, by all means help. I'm the type of person, when I used to work bedside, you can call me for help. Trust me, I'm going to be there. When I'm done with my work, I will ask another employee, do you need help? If I see somebody struggling, I'm the type of person, I'm a team player all the way. I will help you. But there are times that I just can't. And know that I'm not being selfish. I'm not sitting here being lazy and sitting around. It's because I'm extremely busy and I cannot do it at this time. And that is okay. I feel like learning when to say no, it shows confidence, self-respect, and maturity. So that's something that I know it's not easy, especially when you're a new grad. I'll be more than happy to recommend some books that could help, some books that I read personally to help, because I had a hard time in this area. But honestly, once I learned how to master the art of saying no, it's been the most beautiful thing ever. And like I said, it has nothing to do with being selfish. It's just know when you cannot stretch yourself anymore, you know? So that is my tip number 5, a very important tip. Tip number 6, stay away from the politics and the drama and the gossiping. It gets you absolutely nowhere, and honestly, it can come and bite you in the butt in the long run. So just stay away from the gossip. You're there to take care of the patients, not to gossip. So as much as you can be tempted, just kind of stay away from it. And that's one of my things that I did. Like, I never got into it with a coworker because, number one, I'm very respectful, and I'm not gonna sit here and gossip about anybody. I can think whatever I want in my mind. I'll gossip to myself, or I'll go home and talk to my sisters or whoever. But if you think I'm gonna sit here and talk amongst nurses about each other, oh hell no. That is not me. It's very unprofessional. It's not cute. And on top of that, it just gets you in a lot of drama. It gets you in a lot of trouble. People stop liking you. Then it's all this he say, she say crap. Honestly, it's just better to just go to work, do what you gotta do, and go home. Not saying not to make friends, not saying not to hang out with your peers, but when it's something that's disrespectful or negative, honestly, just stay away from it. Stay away from it. Trust me. That will help you in the long run. Number 7 is feel free to explore other areas of nursing. Nursing is such a beautiful field, and there's so much that we can do as nurses. So it's kind of like, why do you want to stay in one area? In addition to that, if you have 2 to 3 specialties, you can hop around. That in itself will help minimize burnout. So as for me, my specialty is home health, mental health, chemical dependency, which falls under mental health. And honestly, my plan, I love all 3 areas, and my plan is to bounce around. When I need a break from home health, I'll go to psych. When I need a break from psych, I'll do chemical dependency, or I can do home care psych, or, you know, I kind of mix them around. The other option is work float nursing. So float nursing is so amazing because you can work many different areas at the hospital, and that will help decrease chances of burnout. So I have a friend that loved this. She did ER one day, the next day she was in psych, the next day she was in ICU. She had a lot of friends, she knew all the doctors, and she really enjoyed it. So that is another option. Also, consider PRN jobs. This is what I did when I was in grad school. I basically worked 3 PRN jobs, and I just hopped all over the area. I worked at 2 hospitals and 1 home health area, and for me it was amazing. I had a great time. quickly, it's about PRN. I know a lot of people might be saying, oh, what about health insurance? I got health insurance through Obamacare. If you know, when you work PRN, a lot of times your pay is a lot higher because you're not getting benefits, so they'll pay you more, and in turn, you know, get your own insurance. As far as investing, you can still invest in a 401k with your company a lot of times, or one of your companies, or all of them, so you can still invest in a 401k at that time. And I did the same thing, so I didn't really miss out on anything. I made a lot more money. I put a lot more money in the savings account, so when it was time for me to go on vacation, you know, you don't get paid for vacations when you're PRN, I still had a lot of money sitting in the account, so that I would still feel like I'm getting paid for vacation. So, you know, you just kind of got to work it out the way you like to. Another thing I liked about PRN is because I made my own schedule. I worked when I wanted to work. Nobody owned me. I really like that. And you just got to keep in mind, nurses are on demand. So if you could only work a 4-hour shift, 9 out of 10 times they will take you. So there was times that I was working 2 16s and I had the rest of the week off. Sometimes I work 3 4s, 1 12. Sometimes I work 3 12. Sometimes I work 7 days a week. It was kind of up to me and how I wanted to do it. And I absolutely love PRN. And then one more tip is traveling nursing. You know why. Traveling nursing is amazing. You go different states, you go different cities, you could go different countries. So consider traveling nursing as well. That all those kind of help minimize burnout, also decrease stress. Tip number 8, use your PTO. PTO stands for paid time off, which means you are getting paid to be off. So utilize that time. It's so important as nurses. A lot of us work more than our 40 hours a week shift. Most of us pick up overtime, or we work a second job. So I think it's important for you to utilize your paid time off, go on vacation. You are entitled. It is granted to you. It is part of your benefits, so use it. And working so much, you will get burned out. I think it's important. You do not live to work, you work to live. So keep that in mind and utilize your PTO. It is a benefit to you, and it is recommended that you use your PTO. And I know some companies don't roll them over, so you either use it or lose it. It's okay for you to take a break from nursing. It is actually healthy for you to take a break, go on vacation, clear your mind, go out, enjoy yourself, and then come back to work and you'll be a refreshed nurse. Tip number 9 is precepting. Precepting is an area that I'm extremely passionate about because we all need help and we all started out as new grads. So one thing I always told myself is that I will never eat my young. I will always treat a new grad with respect and gratitude, and I'm going to be very thankful for them joining this wonderful field of nursing because we are definitely needed. So no, I'm never going to make a new grad feel bad. I'm always going to answer any question. No question is a stupid question, and I want them to be open and free to ask me any questions that they like. In addition to helping others, precepting definitely brings me joy, and it's giving back to the nursing community. We are all family and we all need each other. And nothing I like about precepting and precepting new grads or new employees is that eventually they will get it. They become more independent and they take your workload. So you can give them your workload. You can give them 2 patients. The way I precept, I always give them 1 patient and then increase them to 2 patients, 3 patients. Eventually they take in all my patients. And I'm still going to be there to help out, don't get me wrong, but I'm letting them become more independent, and I'm here to answer any questions. I'm not going to be in their shoulder watching them do IVs or anything. If they need me, they can call me, and that's when they become more experienced and more independent. So that in turn can decrease stress and burnout. I love precepting because finally when they get it, I'm usually chilling at work. Tip number 10 is finding your happiness. It's so important for you to find your happiness outside of work, because we all know if we're having issues in our personal life, 9 out of 10 times that will creep into our professional life. So I think it's important for you to work on your personal life and find your happiness. Find some way to make you happy. And that's not finding happiness in other people. So I'm not talking about a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I'm talking about happiness within yourself. And if you're having issues at home, please remember that usually your employer offers part of your benefits is called an EAP, Employee Assistance Program, I think is what it stands for, and they offer counselors and you get a couple of free sessions. I think it's about 6 to 8 free sessions, which is quite a lot. And then if you need more, it goes through your benefits, your insurance. But that is an amazing offer, and I'm sure HR can vouch for this. I'm sure a lot of people don't utilize it, but I think it's so important for you to work on your personal life. So if you need therapy or you need counseling, I'm a former psych nurse and I'm so pro therapy. Please go out and seek therapy. And on top of that, make sure you feed yourself with positivity. So reading self-help books, reading books that's all about positive life and being happy, whether it's finances or whether it's procrastination. Be open to reading books to help. Be open to looking at YouTube videos to help with certain areas of your life. So tip number 10 is finding happiness in all aspects of your life, because if you're happy at home, chances are you'll be happy at work. You'll be more of a positive person at work. So keep that in mind, you guys. Go out and find your happiness and do not stop until you find it. So this concludes my video. I hope you all enjoyed these 10 tips. All these tips, like I said before, are tips that I use in my personal life and it's definitely helped. I'm an expert in this area because I have mastered minimizing stress and working in areas to avoid burnout. So let's keep the conversation flowing by sharing your tips on minimizing stress and burnout in the comment section below. Feel free to share this video, like this video, and if you're not following me, why not? Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.